Hello there, it's Tara here, and in today's video I want to share with you what you need to set up your home practice for the most delicious yin class experience. So, first things first, let's get practical. A yoga mat. This is really important because this is going to operate for two levels. The first one is to have this space where you've got something that if you need to, that you can grip. Now, I have also suggested for some that they might want to lay a blanket over the top to make it that little bit of a softer experience. But I think if you're new to the practices in the first or certainly very early days, then I do suggest that you just have your mat. But as you become more experienced and you know your way around your body and how to work on the mat, then you might want to lay over a blanket to just add that extra cushioning. I also suggest that you have a mat or this space that you come to for your class, and that you think about this space as your sacred space. Now, I'm aware that that may not work for everybody, those words, but this is your time to tune out the outside world that can feel a very busy, noisy space right now, and to come in to stillness, to quiet. And as we go through these practices, I can promise you that you are going to want a space that you feel safe and held in to be able to open up, because that is such a foundation of yin, is about creating holding postures for 3 to 5 minutes so that you can really begin to open up your body, allowing your body to melt, to let go, and to really go deeper within the pose. So for that, creating this space that helps to trigger in your mind and your body and your energy that this is now your time, your space to relax, your time out. And there's nothing better than having a place to come to that's dedicated for that. So, like I say, the mat serves a very practical level, but also serves as this great reminder and great container of space for the evening. So these are the other things that I would suggest that you always have available with you to a yin class. First things first, cushions, 2 of them. Now, these, as you may see, are there's nothing special about these. These are cushions from my sofa. And I ask you to have 2 because at certain points you might need to have the balance that comes from having 2 cushions. So 1 under each leg, under each thigh. And they also serve as a great seat. So when we come to class, often I'll invite you to be seated. And this, again, when you think about the experience of yin, what I want to encourage in you is this softening of this opening. And sitting on a cushion allows our hips to be elevated and allows our pelvis to tilt at such an angle that we can become more open. And especially if you've got tight hips, it's very easy to feel very rounded in this position, maybe even uncomfortable. Whereas when we elevate our hips with a simple cushion, what that does is it creates much more space and comfort. Perfect remedies to help support that overall goal of being able to help the body let go. So cushions. And then we have, very important, blanket. So a blanket is needed towards the end when we come to the Shavasana practice, which is a meditative still pose at the end. And that's a very yummy time of the practice where we go still for between 5, maybe up to 10 minutes, and allow the practice that we've just gone through to become integrated within our body. And so a blanket is wonderful to help wrap us, keep us warm, but also provide that really yummy experience of being wrapped and held in a blanket. But it also serves a very practical purpose as well. You know, blankets can be great to help act as props, to put underneath knees, to put underneath bums, underneath shoulders or our face when we're resting in certain postures, in certain asanas. So having a blanket will serve a multitude of different purposes. Again, you can see that there are themes here. This is about having props that are going to help you open up and release by allowing you to become comfortable. When we are working in yin, it's unlike other yoga poses. We are not generating heat. We are not in a very physical practice. It's a much stiller practice that we would hold, or we will be holding postures for between 3 to 5 minutes, and to encourage the body to release within them. So as we come into certain postures, then we can prop our body in certain places that aids deeper relaxation into certain postures. And what that does is it creates sensation within certain specific parts of the body, and that sensation is then the release of the fascia that can hold so tight, and our muscles can come around that, and we're wanting to let the muscles become disengaged so that they release and relax. We can get into that fascia and gently release, gently let it go, and that's what works on our flexibility. So some of you may already have one of these, but I appreciate not everybody does. This is a bolster, and a bolster is often used within yoga, and like I said, I'm aware that not everybody has one. So what could you use instead? I encourage you to have 2 pillows, normal pillows that you can just take from your bed, but you want something, let me just bring this back, you want something that's long in shape. You want something that's going to be able to, at certain points you can easily wrap yourself around, drape yourself over, can lay behind you, helping you to open up. They really do serve a multitude of purposes, but we want something to be longer than just the cushions for certain asanas because of how we want the body to be held. So if you don't have a bolster, then 2 pillows from your bed will work equally as well. And then here are some extra bits. Now, I have these down on the kit list as optional. These are blocks. Now, if you don't have blocks at home, then you can also bring some books instead. If you are going to keep with a regular yin yoga practice, then I do recommend investing in bricks. They're great for props, more props. You can see that there's a theme, prop and props and more. But they're also great for when we come to certain asanas, like some of the hip openers, for example. If you happen to have very tight hips, then these can be great to help elevate your body so that you're not putting so much pressure through your hands or your wrists, and that it then allows, again, this encouragement of your body to be able to open. So these are a nifty bit of kit. And finally, your strap. Now, this is a bit of kit that if you do find that you haven't got great flexibility, or because you're new to this, or maybe you've got an injury, then a strap can be great for helping to do things like wrap around your feet. If you couldn't get to your feet, then this can act as an extension to your arm. And it's a simple bit of kit, but it makes all the difference. So those are my suggestions for kit lists. They're very practical suggestions, but they will make a difference to your experience of being on the mat. If you do have an injury, or this is your first time of doing yin, or you've got particular health worries or concerns, then can I suggest that we have a chat before you come to class? This is a great way for us to get to know one another, and for me to hear about what you're experiencing within your body, and to make suggestions and make modifications that ensure your safety on the mat, and also to create as best an experience for you. Likewise, if there is a specific injury or issues such as arthritis in the knees or anything like that, then what I'd be suggesting is that we not only have a chat, but have a one-to-one beforehand, so that we can really explore together what is going to be the best props for you, any modifications that need to be made for certain postures, poses. And that means then that you're all ready to come to class. I know what cues to be giving you, I know what to be looking out for you, and likewise you also know how things should be feeling in your body, so that you can be working in that way that feels very safe and nurturing for you. So any questions, you know where I am. Please direct message me, reach out, connect. I would love to hear from you, and I can't wait to see you in the next class. Much love.